So I'm pretty late to this video, but I'd say now is better than never. GrapheneOS has partnered with an OEM, and it's finally been announced. For those who just want to know, it's Motorola, and they're going to be releasing devices in 2027. And for people who want to know a little bit more about this, first of all, why would GrapheneOS partner with them? Personally, my guess would have to involve Android 16 QPR1 and also AOSP constantly getting more and more locked down. Because of issues like these, it makes GrapheneOS seem a little less certain. And not just GrapheneOS, but really any privacy OS that involves Android. And as for Motorola, they seem to be very interested in a business-to-business interaction, and therefore selling themselves as great devices for businesses to have, as they would have the insane high security that GrapheneOS has. On top of this, GrapheneOS claims to have over 300,000 active users, so assuming that at least half of these people buy a device, that would be pretty beneficial to Motorola financially, so that is a plus in my opinion. Now, talking about hardware, a lot of people really want physical switches, removable batteries, headphone jack, SD card, and maybe even the Samsung privacy screen that they recently have. And we're not going to get any of these. It's simply just going to be Motorola's flagship device, but meeting hardware requirements that GrapheneOS has. Now, this is a bit of speculation, but I assume that if people online start posting that they really like how they bought a Motorola device and say that they're really happy it has GrapheneOS, it may be possible that in the future we could see a GrapheneOS device. But as of right now, it's just going to be Motorola's flagship device, and that's it. So now there's a question of Pixel or Motorola. Now, first of all, Pixels will still be supported as long as they meet GrapheneOS's hardware requirements, so do not worry about that. If you have a Pixel right now, you're safe. But let's get into purchasing decisions so that we can get that out of the way. If you don't have GrapheneOS and you plan on switching, honestly, you can wait if you would like. It's only going to be like a year. Motorola devices usually come out very early in the year, usually like January, February, usually no later than like April or June from everything I could find. So if you'd like to wait, you're probably fine. If you have a Pixel 6, not 6a, but 6 or 6 Pro, you'll likely not have updates for a couple of months if you'd rather go to Motorola and not buy another Pixel, which means that there is a slight risk, but if you'd rather buy a Motorola device, then you can do that. If you have a 6A or higher, then you should still have updates while the Motorola device is out, so it's honestly more of a decision of whether or not you want to or not. And if you're someone who wants to get a GrapheneOS device immediately, like today or tomorrow, then you could probably get a 6A or a 7A, or my own personal opinion, I think it would be more beneficial to get 8A or 9A and possibly keep it as a backup if you plan on buying a Motorola device. But again, Pixels will still be supported, so if you just want a Pixel, then you can go for that. Also, you could always trade in your Pixel whenever the Motorola device comes out, if that's what you want to do. And now, overall, what is the best choice between Pixel and Motorola? I mean, this is mainly speculation since the device is not out, but from everything I see, I believe Motorola will probably be the best device. Now, because GrapheneOS is partnered with Motorola, I assume that GrapheneOS also has source code of Motorola devices, and therefore it should be a lot easier to update devices and add device support. So overall, I think Motorola will probably be the best choice unless Pixel somehow comes out with a really crazy feature, but at least as of right now, it doesn't really seem possible. So I think that's about it. See ya.